Elevated blood pressure is at epidemic levels in our society, and many people have high blood pressure but don't know it. A classic Western lifestyle often includes a poor diet and a sedentary lifestyle, which can have a big effect on blood pressure. Blood pressure is measured with a device known as a sphygmomanometer. It has 4 parts. The cuff, which pumps up and blocks the circulation through the brachial artery. The pump, which allows us to increase or decrease the pressure in the cuff. The gauge, which shows the pressure in millimetres of mercury. And the stethoscope, which allows us to hear the sound of the artery opening and closing. Remember, we're measuring the pressure in the brachial artery, which can be palpated on the anterior-medial part of the arm. This is where the stethoscope goes. Before taking blood pressure, let the client know what we are measuring and what they can expect. This is all part of the consent process. A good thing to say would be, "Helen, I'm going to measure your blood pressure now. I'll be taking 2 readings. The first is the blood pressure on your artery walls whilst the heart is contracting, and the second is the pressure whilst your heart is relaxing." After gaining consent, ask the client to straighten their arm onto the table and relax. After palpating the brachial artery, place the cuff on their arm with the stethoscope in position. Make sure the cuff is fitted firmly and is securely fastened. Place the headset on, making sure to adjust it so that the earpieces are pointing slightly forward, in line with the ear canal. The earbud should seal on the ear canal. Pump the cuff up to around 180 millimetres of mercury and wait a few seconds for everything to settle. Then start to release the pressure in the cuff by turning the valve slightly anti-clockwise. You want the needle to drop about 5 points every 2 to 3 seconds. As the needle falls, keep an eye on the gauge as you'll need to note the pressure when you hear the first distinct sound. It should be a clear, loud thump. Beware that sometimes you hear a muffled sound before this thump. Note the pressure on the gauge at this first clear sound. This is the systolic blood pressure. Continue dropping the pressure in the cuff. As the pressure drops, the sounds will fade until you can't hear anything at all. The last clear sound you hear is the diastolic pressure. After you have taken these readings, release the pressure in the cuff fully, remove it and pack it away. Note your client's results and use the blood pressure classification chart to determine whether your client is normal, pre-hypertension, stage 1 hypertension, or stage 2 hypertension. It's important to note that when you cannot hear the pulse, the brachial artery is either fully closed or fully open. If you can hear the pulse, this means that the heart's contraction is creating blood pressure that is overcoming the pressure in the cuff.